which there's not, does like 8 points of damage. We're in a good spot. Attack Cheer, Flamethrower at +6 does just so much damage here. 7-star Hisuian Decidueye raids are in full effect in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and for once, Game Freak actually decided to give us a challenging raid. I mean, Bulk Up and Sword Stance, combined with high crit chance moves like Triple Arrows and Leaf Blade, means that most of your raids are inevitably going to end up like this. However, in my ever-growing quest to prove that no matter what Game Freak throws at us, I can still find some stupid way to beat it, I have found quite possibly the ultimate meme build to take on 7-star Hisuian Decidueye. And this one has no business going up against Hisuian Decidueye, or any raid for that matter of fact. So today, let's take a look at how I used Jigglypuff to not only defeat 7-star Hisuian Decidueye, but do just ridiculous damage to it as well. Let's get to it. Now you're probably wondering, why in the world would you take Jigglypuff, a Pokemon with a base physical defense stat of 20 and a base physical attack stat of 45, into a 7-star raid against a Pokemon with such high crit chances? And I'll tell you why. For starters, Jigglypuff does not take super effective damage from any of the typings that Hisuian Decidueye uses, meaning that in this raid, we never have to worry about taking super effective damage. Not only that, but at level 100 with max defense EVs and the Eviolite as its held item, Jigglypuff's defense jumps up to 209, which is honestly a pretty solid defense stat to go into against 7-star Decidueye. Jigglypuff also makes a great Pokemon to take into this raid because it gets the ability Friend Guard, meaning that all of the other Pokemon we have in this raid with us are going to take less damage from Hisuian Decidueye's attacks. But that's not even the biggest reason. The biggest reason to take Jigglypuff into this raid over anything else is because it learns Nasty Plot and it learns Flamethrower. Yeah, that's right. 90 base power, 100% accuracy, Flamethrower, Jigglypuff. Yeah, let's take a look at this. But here she is in all her glory. This is Jigglypuff. So Jigglypuff, being normal and fairy type, like I said, takes no super effective damage from anything that Hisuian Decidueye throws at us. It is Fire TERA type because we're going with Flamethrower on this one. And its held item is the Eviolite because that's going to boost our physical defense stat even higher, making it so that we take just minuscule amounts of damage during this raid. Oh, and obviously it's level 100 because it kinda has to be for this one. Now, for EVs on Jigglypuff, I went a little non-standard. Normally when we're doing builds, we max out EVs in 2 different columns to make things easier to build. But since this isn't really a guide for people to follow, I could do whatever I wanted to on this one. So, for EVs on this guy, I started off by maxing out EVs in our physical defense, because if not, we're gonna get one shot by everything. The defense stat is just terrible on Jigglypuff. After that, however, I threw 140 EVs into our special attack, along with a modest nature, just to give it that extra little boost for its special attack. And then threw the other 112 EVs into Jigglypuff's HP, putting it at a grand total of 399. It has almost the same HP that our Mew build does. It's absolutely insane. Oh, and the ability for this one obviously is Friend Guard because it's reducing damage to all allies, and that just makes this even easier. Now, as far as movesets went for Jigglypuff, there was really only one option here, and that was Flamethrower Jigglypuff. Not only is it super effective, but it is just hilarious to watch Jigglypuff use Flamethrower. Pair that with the fact that Jigglypuff learns Nasty Plot, meaning it only takes us 3 turns to get our special attack at +6, and honestly, I was kinda ready to go with this one. But I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do this solo, so I had to enlist the help of some friends. So I hopped on Discord and borrowed some builds from my good friends over at Dan Squared. You should definitely go check out their Rowlet video, by the way. It's absolutely phenomenal. And got to work building out my amazing support team for this raid. Now, the support Pokemon that the success of this raid hinges on ended up being Hisuian Goodra, Normal Goodra, and the ever important support Mew build. And I'm not going to get into these in too much detail in this video because that would take way too long, but I will put the exact builds and who they were made by down in the description for you guys in case you want to try them out for yourself. But essentially, these guys are going to be keeping Decidueye's attack under control and dropping his special defense, as well as making sure that everybody stays healthy with Mew's life dew. But with that, the team was assembled, I hopped on Discord, grabbed a few of my mods, and hopped in to take on Hisuian Decidueye. And there he is, the biggest, toughest BIRB himself, Hisuian Decidueye, and my ragtag group of misfits to take him down. And I'm gonna start off as the captain of this team by setting my controller down and doing absolutely nothing. It's a beautiful thing to do. But I'm gonna do that because everybody else needs to do a lot of setup work here before I can even start doing anything, okay? The Goodra's job is very simple. It is to run Chilling Water to get Hisuian Decidueye to -6, and Mew's job is to run Taunt, Reflect, Cheers, and then just run Life Dew at that point. So, there's our Reflect. We're gonna be taking even less damage now. Next turn, he's going to run a Defense Cheer to make sure that we boost our defense. Provided that we don't need a heal at some point here, which it looks like we might. And then once we do that, my job is very simply to wait here. There's a timer that runs during these raids where if you sit there and don't do... There we go. So at this point, like I said, the Goodras, their job is very simple. It's just to run Chilling Water in here. Decidueye's shield is up already at this point, which we really don't care about. The whole goal is to get him to -6 physical attack and then get him to -6 special defense as well. And once that happens, I can start what I need to do. So at this point, I should be getting ready to attack here. My 60-second timer should about be up. And it's going to immediately throw out my first flamethrower. So, Mew has done its job. It's very simple. It's just running Life Dew now. Hisuian Decidueye is at -5 attack. Grassy terrain, and this is the only time he's going to use Leaf Storm during this entire raid, which is honestly pretty fine. Oh, he's going to do Leaf Blade. So Leaf Blade does like nothing on us. Jigglypuff does Flamethrower, which does nothing because we're not TERA right now and he's still at regular special defense. They're going to start running Acid Spray, which is fine. Because now Hisuian Decidueye has cleared itself already. It's at -2 special defense, -6 physical attack, which means I'm good. I can run Nasty Plant now. Leaf Blade comes in. As long as it doesn't crit, then we're in a good spot, which it doesn't. It does like 40 points of damage. I run Nasty Plot number 2 here. Special attack rises, and Life Dew keeps me back up. So we check Hisuian Decidueye is at -6. And now that he's here, I can continue to do what I need to do, which is run Nasty Plot number 2. Leaf Blade's gonna hit. Doesn't do a whole lot, which is fine. Okay, I run in, I do Nasty Plot number 3 at this point. Leaf Blade comes in. As long as this doesn't crit me, then we're in a good spot. Doesn't crit, it's exactly what I like to see. That's Nasty Plot number 3. Just like so. And now that Mew has done his heal, I can come in and start running Flamethrower. I've done one already, which means that this Leaf Blade, yep, doesn't crit. So this is Flamethrower number 2, which at -6 isn't going to do a whole lot to us. I do my third Flamethrower. Third Flamethrower is going to get me to the point that I can TERA. Leaf Blade's perfect. Good. And now I get a little bit of heal back. Now I can TERA. TERA, Fire, Flamethrower. With plenty of time left on the clock, this is where things get beautiful. Because a +6 TERA, Fire, Flamethrower against Decidueye is just going to eat So Leaf Blade comes in, provided that there's no crit here, which there's not, does like 8 points of damage. We're in a good spot. Attack Cheer, Flamethrower at +6 does just so much damage here. And now I come in, I just keep running the same thing. Triple arrows, which shouldn't do hardly anything to us, that's fine. Flamethrower, there's like 0 time left on the clock. That's 2, and all I need to do is get off 1 more Flamethrower, and we should be good. At this point, it is a race against the timer. So I come in, I run Flamethrower for the hopefully final time here. It comes in, hits Hisuian Decidueye for just all the damage. And even though there's no time on the clock, Hisuian Decidueye goes down at the hands of a TERA Fire Jigglypuff. Something I never thought I would say in my life. There's literally no close, that could not have been any closer than that. So, that's absolutely insane. But this one requires so much setup and such a specific group of people to do this with that I do not recommend anybody try this. This is yet again just to prove to Game Freak that no matter how hard they make a raid, I will always find a way to do it with the stupidest Pokemon possible. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how I used Jigglypuff to take down a 7-star level 100 Hisuian Decidueye with essentially negative time left on the clock with this one. This one was definitely a labor of love, and it's just absolutely ridiculous, so don't try this one as an actual raid build, because it's not going to work without the right supports. But special shout out to my mods Raka, Drift, and SJH for helping me out with this one, and of course to the boys at Dan Squared for letting me borrow their support builds for this. But that's it, guys. Let me know what you're thinking of Hisuian Decidueye down in the comments below, and what you would rate this one on a scale of 1 to 10 as far as silliness goes. I mean, Flamethrower Jigglypuff is honestly one of the most ridiculous things I could possibly think of for this. But if you guys have ideas, let me know. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.